So you want me to say it just like how it's okay, okay.
Bruh.
Sit on my face, I attacked that. That wasn't that hard. Baby Keem is an American rapper, songwriter, and record producer who's provided production and additional vocals for some of the biggest projects of the past couple years, including the Black Panther soundtrack, executive produced by Kendrick Lamar, as well as J-Rock's Redemption album. When this Las Vegas-raised young man first started releasing his distinctive, humorous, and undeniably catchy hooks under his given name, he kept his face hidden from view. But once he rechristened himself as Baby Keem, he emerged from out the shadows and started dropping videos revealing his identity to the public, including this clip directed by Hollywood star Shia LaBeouf.
What's happening?
Bruh.
Despite being able to finally reveal what he looks like, my man Keem has still been highly hesitant to do any on-camera interviews, and not all that much is known about his past. But today, I'm gonna pull back the curtain as best as I can to let you guys know about his story as we give you this brand new video taking a look at the rise to fame of Baby Keem, here for you on Before They Were Famous. After XXL released their 2020 freshman class of rap, we decided to go through the list and make videos for those artists that you might be less familiar with. So let us know what you think about this video in the comments down below, and don't forget to follow our new Instagram account at Before They Were Famous to stay in the loop, and I'll see you guys after the intro. Baby Keem was born Hakeem Jamal Carter Jr. on October 22, 2000 in Carson, California. When Hakeem was still an infant, his family moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, where he would spend majority of his childhood growing up. By the time that he was already a teenager though, Hakeem was already tired of the small town-like nature of the city. He considered it to be both boring and dry, and that it had no music scene at all, outside of the Killers, who amazingly enough, Keem claims to have never heard of. Jeez. Sorry, Brandon Flowers. Caught a stray on that one. Completely unwarranted too. Like Baby Keem just chose violence with that one.
I would say like Kanye West, like 808s. A lot of Lil Wayne at the time. It was, I think that was like the first two artists, especially Lil Wayne. Eminem was one of my favorite artists too, like just being a kid, just 50 Cent.
While attending school, he considered himself more or less the class clown for a little while, always looking to entertain people, but as he grew older, he began to shun that role and took to having more and more reserved days. Eventually, by the time he got to high school, he was walking around with headphones in at all times, practically begging people to stop talking to him. I don't know, I feel like it should just be like a law to not speak to anybody if they had headphones in. I don't know, should be a federal offense. Who knows? His grandmother helped raise him till he was around 8 years old, and she's still part of his everyday life. He considers her to be his second mother, and in many ways, he owes his musical career to her, as she was the one who bought him his very first microphone. You know how rappers cherish that very first microphone, right?
I'm come from like a family of people that just love music. Like in their regular everyday lives, music's just such a big part. So I have to just give it to them, because when I was 4 years old, I was in studios with like my auntie.
In terms of music, it's been part of Keem's life since the very beginning. From the time he was 12 years old, he's been itching to become the king of flows, and he was inspired by the cadences of Kid Cudi, one of his all-time favorite artists. He told Complex, "My whole life was just music. I knew I was going to rap, but I never knew when. I never knew when I was gonna have the voice. So I waited until I had the voice, when I was like 15, because at the time, I used to think a deep voice was cool. I waited until my voice got deep enough, then I started rapping." I think there's a couple rappers that could really benefit from that advice.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
Keem's entire family is musically gifted though. In fact, he's cousins with none other than Kendrick Lamar, so rapping is a talent that came naturally to him. At the age of 15, he recorded his first song called Come Through, a track that he has since taken down from the internet completely, and trust me guys, I definitely looked. He would just spend his days writing songs and never telling anybody. As a perfectionist, he wanted his work to represent him as best as it possibly could before he released it out to the world. He wouldn't even title or record his early tracks. He just grabbed some YouTube beats and start writing in his notes app on his smartphone. I don't know, sounds like the classic pipeline for a rapper.
First, I started by just writing a song and then finding a beat, and then it turned into finding a beat and then writing the song, and then it turned into recording like a mumble of what I hear in my head and then finding the lyrics to whatever I just mumbled.
When Keem finally released his track for other people to listen to as a high school freshman, everyone knew he was taken by surprise. They always saw him as Hakeem, the young kid who loves to play basketball. They had no idea that he wanted to be a rapper. At the time, Keem was releasing tracks under his real name, but he wasn't showing his face at all. He told Complex, "I was a little kid, you know? I know as a little kid, you change a lot. You'll wear certain stuff at 15 you'll never wear again. I didn't want to come out until it was the right time." After spending more time honing his craft, Keem eventually found confidence in his music, and by 2018, he was changing his name to Baby Keem and ready to show the world how truly talented he was.
I don't know, I had a newfound confidence. I just felt like saying I call myself Baby Keem. Like I would always joke around like, this is my name. I always make fake nicknames for myself and things like that. But when I heard that beat, it just sounded right. So I made a song called Baby Keem, and then like after that, it was just, that's what it was.
According to Keem, his two names provide him the cover of having two different aliases. Baby Keem is the fun, crazy, and ready to go to the club at the drop of a hat type guy, and Hakeem is more of a representation of his personal space, which he values a lot. He's typically the kind of guy who doesn't like to leave the house, but when he does, Baby Keem gets active. I kinda get it. A lot of rappers do have that dual personality thing. In his later years as a teenager, Keem moved to Los Angeles in 2018, and he sent a pack of beats to Top Dog Entertainment, and they hand-selected him to co-write and produce a track on Kendrick Lamar's Black Panther soundtrack. Soon after that, he created a Grammy-winning song for J-Rock.
First and foremost, want to thank my team, Top Dog Entertainment, man. I don't even know what to say, man. You already know, man. You already know what's up, champion. I see you.
With big-time credits like that to fall back on, Keem was ready to make a name for himself, and he released 2 EPs in 2018, No Name and Hearts and Darts. All of the tracks were recorded in his own bedroom, and he was happy to have finally created music that he thinks represents who he truly is as an artist. You love to see it. But it was the release of Die For My in 2019 that really put him on the map with its hit single, Orange Soda, acting as a declaration for the new age of trap music. This most recent album has been carefully crafted to break down boundaries, and that's exactly what it's going to do for this talented newcomer that was recently selected by XXL to be featured in their freshman class of rappers for 2020.
So probably more features to come now that you got the first one.
Yeah, no, for sure.
First one done?
For sure, it felt good. For sure. It just has to make sense though.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it just to do it.
As for where Baby Keem goes from here, well, I think that's another video for another day. After all, this is before they were famous. What did you guys think of Baby Keem's story? Also, let me know who you think is the most talented freshman from this year's list in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow our new Instagram account at Before They Were Famous, because that's the best place to vote on what we do next around here, and I'll see you guys in another video.